Just win, baby. Commitment to excellence. The famed silver and black. The holy roller. Goes to the post. The immaculate reception. Time never really stops for the great ones.
Tales of greatness. Tales of legend. Tales that define our very existence as fans. Some tales are of epic proportion. Some tales are heartbreaking memories of missed opportunity. Raider Nation is full of these tales. Let's take a journey through the past and present and relive the Raiders' adventure in the NFL. Here's Swag Jeff and Murf coming to you live from the dungeons of Murf's Fan Cave.
The indestructible Jim Otto, George Blanda, the greatest clutch player the game has ever known, Willie Brown, the magnificent cornerback, Gene Upshaw, Ted Hendricks, and of course, the magnificent Art Shell. And then you take Tom Flores, a star player who coached us to 2 Super Bowls. Let me take you back a few years to Frank Ewell Field, to the Oakland Coliseum, to the Los Angeles Memorial Coliseum, relive the moments of the thrill of victory and the agony of defeat. To those of us who saw you battle to the top, we will never forget you. You know, Raider football was always emotional. We loved to take those memorable trips throughout the league, and we were hated, we were feared, but we were respected.
These are our moments. These are our stories. These are Tales from the Nation.
What is up, Raider Nation? Your buddy Murf back once again for an episode of Tales from the Nation here in Murf's Fan Cave. And this might be the easiest episode of Tales from the Nation that we ever do because, number one, it's a fun topic to talk about. And really, it didn't have huge ramifications on any lasting legacy other than the fact that it changed kind of one of the biggest rules in the NFL. But anyways, I don't want to talk about it myself. I want to talk about it with my co-host, the other half of Tales from the Nation, the one and only Swag Jeff. What's up, Swaggo?
What's up, brother?
Man.
You know, we needed a fun one.
We needed a fun one.
That last one, man, it hurt.
Ay, caramba.
It hurt me down to my soul.
That was rough.
It was bad.
Tell us about that.
I don't want to talk about it anymore.
We just did the tuck rule.
We did the tuck rule. And it made me say a word that rhymes with tuck.
Oh, yes, it did. And we did
It's
that
bad.
show live, and a lot of our folks that joined us for the live version of the show.
Yeah. They were thinking our next episode of Tales from the Nation would be us kicking someone in the nuts.
So no nut kicking along here.
No.
Instead, we're gonna roll the magic.
But we are going to roll a ball.
There you go. We're gonna roll it in the end zone. That's right. And we're gonna celebrate. Oh my gosh. Have another truly, Swaggo.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, man, and I will as well.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, so anyways, we're going to have a lot of fun tonight. And you know what? In the spirit of the three guys, it's only fair enough that we've imbibed a bit because we're going to talk about Kenny Stabler pitching the ball illegally forward, Pete Banaszak pitching the ball illegally forward, Dave Casper kicking the ball illegally forward in what is known as the Holy Roller.
Holy Roller.
So the Holy Roller, man, just a super fun play, but I don't want to break it down. Swaggo, you set the tail of the tape for us here.
Yeah, so we'll take it back to the year 1978, September 10th, 1978. I think we have a little clip of Villapiano talking about it, but
yes,
but the September 9th was a little bit interesting for the Oakland Raiders.
Yes, it was.
Go ahead and hit.
We're gonna go into Phil, right? You want to hit it like bang bang, just go for it.
Just go for it, man.
All right. Well, let's hear the call first and foremost. Before we get to Phil, I'm gonna. Buddy, I'm gonna. What the man?
Just cut the I said before. We don't need to go to Villapiano first.
Fucking foo.
Talking
to your fucking microphone, Jeff.
Non-talking
foo.
Okay, so the Holy Roller, September 10th, 1978. Let's break it down. They're losing 20-14. Not the best game they've ever played.
No.
They struggled just a little bit, but somehow or another, they were still in the game. They had the ball at their own 20-yard line. They're at the whatever you want to call it down there in San Diego, Qualcomm Stadium. What do you
Jack
call it?
Murphy.
It doesn't matter.
The Murf.
It doesn't matter.
The Murf, they call it.
Nah, they don't call it that. We don't call it that.
No, we don't call it that.
Not in Murph's Fan Cave. We don't
Hell
call it
no,
that.
we don't.
No. So 20-14, they're losing. They're at their own 20-yard line, but they drive the ball down. And with 10 seconds left, they're at the Charger 14-yard line, I believe. The 14-yard line with 10 seconds to go, and they need a miracle. They need a miracle. Yeah, John Madden on the sideline. They called a pass play. Stabler drops back for a pass, and he feels some pressure. And he starts to get sacked by a discharger named Woodrow Lowe. And
the legendary
Woodrow Lowe.
That yeah. Woodrow Lowe.
Yeah. Mr. and Mrs. Lowe's kid. So, so he quote unquote fumbles the ball. Stabler fumbles the ball. Snake.
quote unquote
lets the ball go.
Yeah.
Oh man, what a mistake he made there.
Oh, it was terrible.
Oh,
Kenny, how'd you fumble?
Well, but
did he fumble it through the end zone?
No, but he did roll it about 10 yards up the field.
He did.
It was a terrible mishap of the fumble.
Absolutely.
But then, thankfully, Pete Benezak,
number 40,
he's right there.
The Rooster.
He's right there.
You know what they used to say about the Rooster Benezak?
What's that?
If you needed a yard, Pete Benezak would get you a yard.
Oh, nice.
If you needed 3 yards, Pete Benezak would get you a yard.
That's perfect. Perfect. Absolutely.
Anyway, so Rooster Benezak.
Yeah, so he's right there. He's going to scoop it up and he's going to score.
Yes.
But no, he didn't.
Wow.
But he did fumble and stumble, and he, quote unquote, kicked it forward because he couldn't get control of the ball.
Well, yeah, it was slippery that day.
Yeah, well, it was. It was a little bit.
Yeah, real muddy in San Diego.
Yeah, well, I mean, he had his eyes on Casper that was right in front of him.
The ghost.
Yeah, he was looking in Casper's eyes. I don't know if he got lost in those dreamy eyes that he had, but he lost control of the ball, but somehow or another it accidentally flipped forward just a little bit more.
Into Casper's foot. Completely unplanned.
It was unplanned, but he, quote unquote, he stumbled just a little bit. And he bobbled that ball about another 3 or 4 yards up. And oh my gosh.
Casper, known for his weak ankles.
Weak ankles and his little butter fingers that he's got.
He was just trying to get possession of the ball.
But hey, that ball rolled past the goal line. All he had to do was fall on it.
That's it.
And that's what he did.
Touchdown Raiders.
Tied 20 to 20. And that extra point, Raiders. The silver and black had a W.
Absolutely.
Let's
hear the call live from the legendary Bill King.
The crowd takes up a chant of defense. Robisky and Banaszak are the backs. Slot right. Branch inside. Bradshaw. Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is ruled a fumble. Casper has recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does. There's nothing real in the world anymore. The Raiders have won the football game. The Chargers are standing, looking at each other. They don't believe it. Nobody believes it. I don't know if the Raiders believe it. It's not real. 52,000 people minus a few lonely Raider fans are stunned. A man would be a fool to ever try and write a drama and make you believe it. This one will be relived forever.
Oh, my gosh.
Madden, get your big butt out of there. He does.
You cannot beat Bill King, man.
He's the best.
He's the absolute best.
It is the best.
Such a Hall of Famer, man. Literally, Bill Crick Award, man. Calling the Raiders, calling the A's, calling the Warriors, man. Literally the voice of my
he did it all,
man.
Yes, absolutely.
Such an amazing announcer. Yeah, it's the best. And he had so many over the years, and we'll get into more of them later. But it was like, I love the one about when the Raiders won the Super Bowl in '76, and he's like, Madden's smile is so big, it's ear to ear. He looks like a slit watermelon. like he's got so many freaking hilarious calls.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, he's the best, man.
That's
Let alone
awesome.
Holy Toledo, right? So anyway.
Oh, yeah.
So Bill King calling the call there, and completely, unintentional, or was it? let's go to the top 10 list, NFL Network. So top 10 controversial calls. We did the tuck rule, which was number 2. Of course, the Immaculate Deception is number 1.
Yep.
This one made it to number 10.
Oh,
it's amazing
nice.
how many freaking Raider rules are on here.
Well, yeah.
And this is, out of all the ones, this one didn't go against us, which is unique, right?
Right, exactly.
So let's go and go to NFL Network and hear the top 10 version of the Holy Roller.
The number 10 most controversial call of all time, the Holy Roller.
Can you believe it? Touchdown Raiders!
To me, it was just a fumble that turned into a touchdown.
I think the Holy Roller is a great name for it because I go to church on Sunday. I believe in the big guy. He was there.
Oakland trails 20-14. 10 seconds left. Stabler back. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is ruled a fumble. Casper has recovered in the end zone. The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play.
Referee Jerry Markbright presided over the chaos.
Every once in a while, I see the play on television, and I cringe every time I see it. Madden was out on the field screaming, "Did we win? Did we win?" I said, "You won."
Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does.
They're saying it's a touchdown. You got to be kidding me.
There's nothing real in the world anymore.
If Jerry Markbright were to walk in this room right now, I'd tell him he blew it.
He was never too complimentary about my officiating.
The ball was rolled not a forward pass, and a fumble by Stabler was kicked around and wound up in the end zone. You won't believe it.
And I'm looking at this and saying, stop it. They can't do this. This is illegal.
It was funny. It was a bending of the rules. It was just a Raider ending of all endings.
At that time, anybody could advance a forward fumble, and there was no restriction in terms of the down. There was no restriction in terms of the time.
But fumbling the ball on purpose was not allowed, something Ken Stabler was accused of doing.
From my position behind him, I have to rule fumble. I don't see any kind of action by him at all.
For nearly 30 years, Stabler supported that finding.
So it was just, answering that same old question over and over and over. Was it a fumble? Did he fumble on purpose? Was it a legitimate fumble? And you go back and look at the films over and over and over. And it was a fumble.
But new evidence has finally come to light.
You convinced us that he didn't flip that ball underhand?
No, I can't convince you of that because I did. I mean, what else was I going to do with it? Throw it out there. Check the dice.
This one will be relived forever.
Absolutely. So that's funny.
He shook the dice, and guess what he got? Snake eyes.
Oh. Yes, you did, Jeff.
Hey, thank you very much. I'll be here all night.
Oh, man. Or did it come up 12? I mean, either way, right?
Either way.
That was money. All right, so it's funny. So they said their book here, Swaggo. So this is Snake. This is Kenny Stabler's book that he wrote with.
Yeah, one of your favorite books.
This copy is literally worn out, this paperback. Him and Barry Steinbeck. It's from 1986. And it said there in that little clip there about how, Snake finally came out and said that it was a fumble forward. But back in 1986, Kenny owned it. So I'm going to read you a passage from the book. In his book, Snake, he recaps a lot of the 1978 season. And it's so funny. He leads off this paragraph by saying, "We literally stole the next game.
Nice.
With the clock running down, we had to move the ball 80 yards against San Diego, who led 20-14. We marched to the 10, missed a pass, and there were only 10 seconds left to play when I dropped back to throw again. But linebacker Woody Lowe, your buddy, that Woody Lowe, charged and hit me. As I went down at the 24, I purposely fumbled the ball forward to Banaszak, who tried to scoop up the ball and kicked it toward the goal line. Then Casper swiped at the ball, knocked it into the end zone, and fell on it for a touchdown. Time had run out, and after Earl Mann's PAT, we won 21-20.
Nice.
Someone called this play the Holy Roller. The Chargers protested the call, citing the NFL rule that it says, and it goes on to explain the rule. But Jerry Markbright deemed it a touchdown. It was one of those judgment calls that only the referee can make. The rule was changed the next year because I admitted I had fumbled on purpose, and Casper admitted he'd helped the ball into the end zone. I just wish we had gotten a judgment call like that in one of our playoff games.
Nice.
Amen, Kenny.
In true Raider fashion.
I know, right? Isn't that the best? And I love it. Even in his book, he's still hedging. Oh, he helped it into the end zone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, so much.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Absolutely. Yeah, and it's so fun. I mean, the NFL rule was literally changed after that.
Yeah, so do you have the breakdown of what all the changes were that reacted in terms of
well,
this play?
I mean, basically it just said, if a player fumbles the ball forward, only that player can advance it.
Okay.
If another player grabs it, it goes back to where it was originally fumbled.
Okay.
Yes, absolutely. So I mean,
another Raider rule.
Absolutely.
All right. So this year, this is for those of you listening right away, this is the NFL 100 season.
Yeah.
To celebrate NFL 100, and they've listed their 100 greatest plays of all time.
Okay.
And this is number 26.
Wow.
Like, I know for a regular
Nice.
season game that was early in the season.
Yeah, that
like
really
this,
had no meaning, really.
Meaning the long term, like not like the Tuck rule that literally changed two teams' history and their legacy.
Yeah,
and
it
their
could be
dynasty.
still changing it today.
Exactly. The Holy Roller, so number 26, and let's go to NFL Network and this is the best because this is Phil. This is one of our guys. This is Fu, somebody who's been on our show before.
Yeah, we love him.
Kind of recounting what happened on that day.
Karaoke was just becoming popular. And the Raiders, we had a bunch of guys that loved to sing at the bars. And we go to San Diego, and there's this country bar. So we go to the karaoke bar. It's a Saturday night before the game. We overdo it. I don't think anybody ever showed up for curfew. We think we're going to beat the Chargers no matter what. We go out there. It's hot. We all stunk.
This has been a very surprising ball game here this afternoon.
Somehow or another, we're within striking distance. We're only one touchdown behind, but it's not looking good. It's fourth and whatever.
Oakland trails 20-14. 10 seconds left. Here comes the rush. He sidesteps. Can he throw? He can't. The ball flipped forward is loose. A wild scramble. 2 seconds on the clock. Casper grabbing the ball. It is ruled a fumble. Casper is recovered in the end zone.
The only thing you can say about the Holy Roller, you can watch it on film. I just happened to be there at the time. The ball pounced and tried to pick it up, and I kicked it back to myself.
The Oakland Raiders have scored on the most zany, unbelievable, absolutely impossible dream of a play. Madden is on the field. He wants to know if it's real. They said yes. Get your big butt out of here. He does. There's nothing real in the world anymore. The Raiders won the football game. The Chargers are standing, looking at each other. They don't believe it. Nobody believes it. I don't know if the Raiders believe it. It's not real. This one will be relived forever.
Great play, great memory forever.
Love it, man. Love to hear Fu on that. Kind of closing it up, man. Good stuff there. So
That's
Holy
so
Roller,
interesting.
Swaggo.
That's so funny. They all got drunk the night before.
I know. I love that. He's like, karaoke was just becoming a thing.
Yeah, it was.
Like, I wonder what all, Stabler and those guys were singing, like, them South Alabama boys. You know what I mean? Like,
oh, my gosh.
I could just imagine, man.
So funny.
Those days. So if you, and if you haven't read the book Snake, there's a couple good Kenny Stabler books. There's another one called Ken Stabler's Snake, the legendary Snake by Mike Freeman. That's really good. But the one, it's the autobiography that Stabler wrote with Barry Steinbeck. That's the one to read, man. That's got so many tales.
Yeah, I need to read that. That's so cool.
It's so good, man. It's so good. I'd give you mine, but I've had it for 150 years. Maybe, get you something for Christmas.
Yeah. There you go.
Anyways, so thank you for joining us for this episode of Tales from the Nation. Thank you for joining us on this episode for the Holy Roller.
Yes.
If you want to subscribe to what we got going on over here at Murf's Fan Cave, you can check us out on YouTube at any time, youtube.com/Murf's Fan Cave. And you can also see us, or not see us, listen to this. You can hear us on any podcast service.
Sometimes you can see us.
On a podcast service? Just close your eyes and just think about Murf and Swaggo.
Yeah, you know what we look like. Just close your eyes and imagine.
Just drift off into the spectacle of the Holy Roller.
Yeah.
And us.
Absolutely. You can hear Bill King go, Get your big butt out there. He does. That we played 18 times on this episode.
Oh, my gosh. I know, right?
Oh, my
taking
gosh.
enough
So
Bill King.
funny.
So funny. All right, so thank you for joining us here on Raiders Fan Radio. What is this place? The hell's this place? Thank you for joining us here for this. Take us home, Swaggo.
Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tales from the Nation. Where we take...
Jeez. I'm going to have to comb through this episode so bad.
Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Hey, so thanks for joining us for another...
Thank you. All right, Swaggo, take us home.
Hey, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tales from the Nation. Hey, if you like Tales from the Nations, we're going to be bringing you Tales from the Nation. I'm going to say Tales from the Nation 18 times before this is over.
All right, here we go. All right, Swaggo, appreciate you joining us tonight for another episode of Tales from the Nation.
Yes.
Covering the Holy Roller. Swaggo, take us home.
Yes, yeah. Thanks for joining us for Tales from the Nation. If you like this, we're going to fill your podcast feed full of Tales from the Nation all off season long. We were on a hiatus, but hey, we're back. We are back, and we're going to be filling you up with all that stuff. It's going to be so much fun. We did the tuck rule, and it sucked. But hey, we're going to be doing some fun ones for a little bit here. It's going to be great. Thank you, Murf, for having me. Thank you, Raider Nation. And until next time, take care and God bless.